Hey guys, today I'm gonna teach something new, which is how to solo mid with a very common hero in pub games, known as Queen of Pain. Uh, just a disclaimer from the start, right from the beginning. I'm just gonna say that I'm not actually the best player or anything. I'm not saying that everything that I'm teaching is absolutely correct. So I do seek forgiveness for several areas where I have not covered or may have covered and has been done wrongly. So I'm just gonna start going to the player perspective of myself, which is Queen of Pain. And notice that I actually started with 3 iron branches and a tango. Usually I wouldn't start with this item choice, and the only reason why I did it is because the opponent team has a Bat Rider, and I wanted to save for an early magic stick just in case I meet Bat Rider in the early game. And notice that I actually controlled the courier to move to the to this side because it would allow the items to be delivered quicker because you can actually take items from here. So that is one thing to keep in mind. And I actually haven't skilled anything yet because I don't know what I need until I have decided I will not skill anything. So I noticed that I met a Bat Rider in the mid lane, and I immediately delivered the magic stick so that I could gather napalm charges. So keep in mind that Dota is a very versatile game. You wouldn't always want to start with the same items over and over again. It is quite situational in a sense. And Bat Rider actually has 5 stacks on me, so I'm just trying to get the counter to reset before I do anything stupid. But as I do drop a Shadow Strike, as a Queen of Pain, you want to ensure that you lay your Shadow Strikes on the opponent hero because it is your most damaging spell, and you wouldn't want to always make sure that you level it up to level 2, as some players do prefer to level it up to level 2, but as we do see 10 charges and I'm just gonna back off. Some players do level the Shadow Strike to level 2 simply because they find that the slow and the harassment is more significant, but the scream, usually when you max the Scream of Pain right from the get-go and leaving Shadow Strike at level 1, it allows the creep equilibrium to be controlled better because you can nuke the creep wave and then go and search for a rune or whatnot. But in this case I decided to go for the Shadow Strike because I find that it would be easier to solo kill the Bat Rider when I have a greater percentage of slow on him. And for the rest of the game I'm probably not going to care about what is going on in the rest of the map except the mid lane because I'm just going to teach you how to solo mid. And we do see Ogre Magi initiating with a Fire Blast, and I do catch up with a nice Shadow Strike, and I believe he is going to drop here to the poison damage. Let's just take a quick look at his HP. We do see his HP dropping very low because of the Shadow Strike, and this is where Shadow Strike proves to be very useful because of the poison damage. But it is a very controversial issue whether you should put it to level 2 or whatnot. But there are several situations where I could describe when you want to get Shadow Strike at level 2. It's when you actually want to land a Shadow Strike on the enemy hero, and you notice that you just leveled up to level 3, whereby you could skill a level 2 Shadow Strike, which would increase the effectiveness of landing a Shadow Strike. I hope I kind of got that concept right. To any one of you who don't understand me, I'm sorry, but that's just kind of the mentality that I'm trying to bring through here. Another thing that I want to point out is that you do see me dropping my stats item when I'm bottling up to ensure that I could get the most out of the regen for the bottle, as I miss a little last hits here and there, and I'm just gonna scare him away here, which is a very aggressive play, but I was confident enough to do it. which is why I did it. And I do gather a lot of magic stick charges, which I'm trying to save them up to kind of deceive him into killing me when I would actually counter kill him. So that's another thing to keep in mind. And I do deliver a boost of speed to myself. Another thing to talk about when handling the mid lane is that you always want to keep your eyes on the minimap to see whether the enemy supports or heroes are missing, so that you know how to position yourself properly. For example, if you see a hero missing from the bottom lane, you want to ensure that you place yourself around this area when you're handling the mid lane, because it'll be a harder angle for the opponent's heroes to gank you, in a sense, because they have to find the correct position to do it, and it is usually tougher for them to do it, I want to say. Meanwhile, let's just check out the creep stats of the Bat Rider. He has 8-1 while having 15-3, which is not as dominant as I am supposed to be, but considering that I have a kill on him, I guess it's kind of okay. But I should be doing better. I kind of messed up a little here and there, but I should be fine after the mid game phase. We do see that the creep equilibrium is pushed towards my heal, and I'm trying to control it here as much as possible by auto attacking the creeps, so that the creep equilibrium will always be here. Another thing that I failed to point out is that for a solo mid, blocking creeps for heroes such as Queen of Pain is very important, because you want to ensure that the creep equilibrium is around your ramp, so that you could get more positional advantage against the opponent. And you do see that I'm actually checking the rune here, because for every 2 minutes mark, you gotta nuke the creep wave so that you keep it pushed out, and so that you could check the rune. You know, that's one of the more ways to dominate the mid lane. And you can see the little thing that I did now there was to dive the tower a little bit, simply because I have a regen rune. I could bait out his spells and then use the regen rune later on. We do see that I actually blink and scream, and my regen rune is actually continuing to go, and I believe he's gonna die. Yes, indeed he does. So one of the more effective ways to use a regeneration rune is to continue using your spells while the regeneration rune is being used. So I do purchase a very early threats here, 7 minutes into the game, bottle and threats. I believe I'm doing economically fine here, or should I say economically? Not really sure how to pronounce economic, but because I'm Asian. But anyway, we do see ducks here pushing the wave towards my lane, my side, with iron shell creep. So I do nuke the wave fairly easily because I don't want to lose too much HP. And when you want to bottle up, you could see the little trick that I did there was to do a threat switch. For newer players, you want to make sure that you switch your threats to agility threats before you bottle up, because you would ensure that you could get back the most regeneration out of your bottle juice. And I do check the rune, and rune is actually rune luck is very good for me. I got the rune from the side that I wanted to, and I'm trying to go for a solo kill here by baiting out Bat Rider's skills by using an illusion rune to kind of deceive him, but he doesn't actually realize that it's fake, and I probably don't stand a chance to solo kill him anymore. Just gonna nuke the wave to push out the lane before I go and hit somewhere else or try to decide what to do. At this point of the game, I'm just trying to kill him, as we do see the Bat Rider does use his Flaming Lasso as he attempts to kill me, but notice that I didn't take any creep aggro, simply because I didn't right click him. I just clicked on the ground so that I didn't get any any creep aggro or tower aggro, so that it would put me in danger. But I merely clicked on the ground. So that's another thing to learn when diving a tower for kills and whatnot. But that was a pretty easy kill because I landed a Shadow Strike, used my ultimate and Scream of Pain, and he was dead pretty easily. Nothing much to say there. But yeah, Bat Rider has a very awkward skill build. He did go for the 2-2-2-1. I believe when dealing against the Queen of Pain, I guess that's okay. Oh, I forgot to mention the skill build of Queen of Pain. Generally, you want to land 1 into Shadow Strike or 2 in Shadow Strike, 1 in Blink, and then max your Scream of Pain before going back into Blink, as that is one of the most defensive and aggressive spells, depending on how you want to look at the spell itself. As I do buy wards myself, and because none of my teammates are actually warding, so I just want to buy wards so that I could control the rune more easily here. And notice that I placed the ward here because I wanted to make myself more aggressive here. By landing by placing an observer ward here, I could see who is jungling, who is moving around the jungle. Jungle intensive heroes such as Dark, Seer, and Bat Rider, so I could actually see them, as I do pop the haste rune to clean up the gyrocopter here. And Warlock does use his ultimate, but it's not gonna do jack, and he's still gonna drop, and I'm not sure whether I can still kill the Warlock here. Probably not, as I kind of noticed that I should be going back to kill him, but no, there are actually 3 heroes here, and I should be backing off. And as I do meet a couple of heroes here, and I'm just gonna back the hell off, not putting myself into grave danger here, as Windrunner does come to my aid. So usually as a solo mate, you shouldn't just be too concerned about creep stats. Try to find good opportunities in terms of roaming and ganking and pushing towers, because pushing towers would actually give you the early game advantage here. You could see that I'm actually scrolling through the minimap very often because I want to check on items, and I do ping the Bat Rider here as I try to create a gang, and I do spot out the gyrocopter, which is alone. I'm trying to clean up, but apparently X doesn't see my signal, and I went alone, which is kind of bad, as that would definitely, I wouldn't say definitely get us the kill there, but there would be a higher chance for us in terms of getting the kill there. So I do bottle up here, as I evidently switching threats again. I do see 4 heroes here, and I'm thinking whether I should kill either of them, and we do spot out the Warlock, which is in a very bad position right now, and I'm trying to dodge the gyrocopter's ultimate, but as I do get nuked upon and try to escape here, I do successfully manage to do so, and the flame break misses as I try to bottle up and try to get back into the fight here. That is a very bad Sonic Wave, as it did not do jack spot. As Lifestealer actually did got the kill instead of me. I kind of panicked there, but you know, no big deal. Everybody do make mistakes from time to time. But yeah, I expect big flames from that one. I wasn't trying to KS or anything. As you guys know that Sonic Wave is actually the longest range spell for Queen of Pain. The Scream of Pain there would definitely not hit the Pollen, so I decided to use a very abrupt Sonic Wave. It kind of whiffed, so that's not something to learn. But no big deal. Notice that I actually didn't TP into the lane. I kept my TP scroll off cooldown, as usually as in the early game phase before the 30 minutes of gameplay, you want to ensure that you could counter gank effectively with a TP online, as most of the times the enemy heroes would aggressively die for your teammates or whatnot. So having a an off CD TP is very crucial in the early stage of the game as a solo mid player. And the ward that I actually placed here was kind of good because it spotted out the ancient stacks for Gyrocopter or Gyrocopter. And my item build here, I've decided to go for the very I want to say standard in Southeast Asian games, the Orchid here. Usually as a Queen of Pain, you might want to go for the Black King bar right from the get-go, because you're just generally so paper and nuked down so easily. But in this case, I decided to go for the Orchid here, because I feel that I could do more solo rooms and get more counter kills. And obviously, Orchid as a item for Queen of Pain is very good because of the mana regeneration, and as I do attempt to get a kill on Gyrocopter here, and I do manage to do so, a Shadow Strike into a Scream of Pain, a couple of right clicks and he's dead. Back to what I was saying, Orchid is a very situational item on Queen of Pain, I want to say, and I do spawn out the Warlock from the Observer ward that I placed, and I'm trying to get him right now with the knives inside me. Shadow Strike into Scream of Pain, the Fate Time, and no, the Fate Time for the Pawnum's ulti actually then takes place before he could go into Invis. Orchid is a situational item simply because there are much more important items for Queen of Pain in terms of contributing to the team, such as Black King bar or whatever else. But if you when deciding what item to go for the Queen of Pain, you gotta check the enemy's lineup first. I noticed that there aren't many reliable and stable stuns, so they wouldn't actually be able to lock me down that easily, and therefore I've decided to go for the Orchid Malevolence, or however you pronounce that. And I do TP top trying to kill the Gyrocopter here. I mean, oh, that wasn't me. I was trying to check the rune. I got the haste rune here, and I'm trying to pressure the bottom lane. And notice that I actually seen a Warlock down in the bottom lane, but I didn't immediately use my haste rune. But after looking at the second TP, I decided to use it because you don't want to use your you don't want to be too trigger happy with your runes. And you only want to use them at the right moment. As we do see a team fight breaking out, and a nice Sonic Wave Dust catches 2 heroes, allowing me to pick up an unstoppable streak. I could definitely have dove for the bottom there, but I didn't want to, as I was afraid of TP ganks. Usually when I'm very aggressive, you know, when I'm put on tilt, I would do it, but in this case I didn't. Sometimes in pub games, you know how that feeling when you were so desperate for kills that you literally just like dove past like 2 towers just for a kill, like, you know, Vigosing it up like a boss, but it actually gets you killed instead. Well, everybody gotta control that as a player. So we do see that I actually get a Orchid Malevolence here, 18 minutes in. Pretty good, but my farm is not as good. 67 in 18 minutes, that's it's kind of bad in a way, but considering that I do have the kills here, kind of balance out the economical status for myself. And nice does infest into me for a nice gang kind of roam. And I noticed that there aren't actually much heroes in the map, and I simply went for, you know, creeps. At this stage of the game, what you should do is pressure lanes, push out the lanes, and try to pick off supports as much as you can. Like, for example, you see a lone support by itself, you should definitely try to pick them off. And I do see the Bat Rider, but I didn't use the Orchid Malevolence immediately because considering that there were 2 heroes, I would want to bait his Firefly, sorry, not his Firefly, his Flaming Lasso, because if I could bait his Firefly and I wouldn't die, that would be the best because his Lasso would be on cooldown, but you know, whatever, he just melted in a matter of seconds. And I do have a regeneration rune here, but notice that I didn't want to be so aggressive trying to die for the kills here. Orchid in this case is actually good in terms of killing the mobile heroes such as Podem and Darkseer, because Darkseer has Surge while Podem has Leap, so Orchid is a good solo kill item. But I do see the Gyrocopter here as I try to get a solo kill on him, but ulti? Oh, I kind of flinched there because I noticed that he was about a TP. Not sure whether you guys caught the Sonic Wave animation there, but I was hesitating. I was kind of hesitating. That would be a pretty nice kill if I could land the Sonic Wave, but I kind of hesitated by dropping the Shadow Strike beforehand. But no big deal, no big deal. Just gonna pressure out the top lane here. Always make sure that you carry a TP no matter where you go, no matter what hero you're playing. Unless you're very poor, that you cannot purchase a TP scroll. But the cases of that happening is not very high. So when playing a pub game, try to ensure that the lanes are always pushed out, because by engaging in too much small skirmishes, you're not actually playing Dota, you're just trying to murder people left and right. I mean, killing heroes is definitely a thing and definitely a part of Dota, but you gotta keep in mind that the name of the game is Defense of the Ancients, and pushing their Ancients are actually more stable, more decent as compared to just running around killing heroes left and right. But I mean, it's a pub game, it's all good, but when you want to play like super tryhard, like what I'm doing right here, being a dick in terms of trying really hard and trying to win the game flat out, then try to use all the tips that I taught here. As we do see a amazing shackle shot, but I wasn't there as I was trying to bottle up this rune. Kind of a mistake there, but no big deal. I'll see whether I could clear up any of them out as I do Orchid. Scream of Pain, but Warlock is probably not gonna drop simply because he used his heal before I could silence him. And I used my Invis rune to get out just fine, and I do stay around to see whether I could pick off the lone Warlock alone. But I believe he scouted me out as I got too close into the tower range here. But no big deal. No big deal. The ward does scout them out though, so I might be able to get a kill here, but no, Nyx actually does get caught out here. And I do try to pick off the Warlock, as the Warlock is just probably gonna auto attack me knowing that he's probably gonna be dead. And I'm trying to clear the Column here. Column does drop to a Windrunner's power shot. So I do go for the Perseverance here. I was trying to make a Linken's to dodge the Bat Rider's Lasso. That was kind of a bad item choice, thinking about it now, because with this much lead in the game, generally you don't want to go for such defensive items like Linken's. To propel your advantage, you could definitely go for luxury items such as Eye of Skadi, Daedalus, Monkey King Bar, you know, DPS items or whatever items that could bait out spells, make you tankier and stuff like that. But we do see the Warlock just walking up here. I'm not sure whether he was lagging or whatever, but I believe he's just gonna drop here. And the arrow is not gonna do jack. For those of you that do not know, this is actually a very high level pub game. Very high as in you know how you filter the recent games. You got this skill level thing, very high. Yeah, it's actually a very high level game. So that's that. I'm not trying to boast or anything, just to make sure that I get things right here, you know, before anybody flames that, oh, this guy is a troll, this guy is low level pub game, trying to own noobs here, but whatever. Could definitely download the replay and see whether the guys are really bad here. Or maybe it's because I'm too individually skilled. No, I'm kidding. I'm actually a guy that has very low self-confidence, and yeah, don't judge me. Anyway, I do hide in the fog here, trying to find a solo pick-off, but apparently the enemy heroes are too scared, too afraid to get out. So I'm just gonna farm here. Notice that I actually have 120 creep kills. Please don't ever be as bad as me, having only about 5 creep kills a minute. For Queen of Pain, generally you wanna keep your creep kills at about 6 or 7 a minute, or 8 if possible, but 8 is generally a little bit too demanding, I wanna say, but keep it at 6 or 7, as I kind of screwed around here. I didn't play as well, but whatever, I do get a solo kill on Bat Rider here. Just gonna drop as I pick up the godlike streak here. And I managed to get my Lincoln Sphere, which once again is a very defensive item here. Very situational as well, but whatever. I just wanna make sure that I don't die. And they do have a sight of me here. And drop the homing missile. I'm gonna do Jack. Whatever. As I do get the Lincoln Sphere. At this stage of the game, to improve your advantage and not throw the game, try to be more aggressive, because you definitely want to make sure that you could improve your advantage, further up your advantage by getting more positional advantage of the map here, by pushing out the lanes as much as possible and make sure that the enemy heroes are always too afraid to go out, and they are always in their base, because all the creeps are always pushed into their bases. I mean, into their base. Why would I say bases? But whatever. Definitely want to get all the rune controls as much as you can here, because the runes could play a huge part in terms of solo killing. For example, if you get a haste rune, solo killing is much easier as compared to getting something like a illusion rune or whatever else. But I do see the lone dark seer here. He's just pretty much food for me at this point. The life stealer wasn't actually even necessary here. I could just solo kill him, but no, he actually does back off. That awareness of a very smart person, you know, as compared to blind players from time to time we do meet. But yeah, that's that. Notice that I'm constantly trying to push out the lanes here and farm the enemy jungle, because I would make sure that I use most of the resources of the map here. I'm not sure whether the opponent are really that bad, but you know, as I do try to get a kill on Gyrocopter here. It's probably gonna drop here. Yeah, he does drop. But Polon does go for the ulti, and we notice that we don't actually have a gem or true sight. So I don't even know whether this is a very high level pub game anymore. But whatever. And we do see that a nice Warlock ulti actually catches most of us. And I'm deciding whether I should go in here, as I use the Scream of Pain catching 2 of the enemy heroes, and I notice that I'm a little bit of trouble here. Just gonna back off for a little bit, switches to the agility threats before using my magic wand charges, 15 magic wand charges here. And I'm contemplating whether I should go back in. Probably not, running into too many enemy heroes like that. Not a very good idea. Arrow does miss, and I'm just gonna get back safely. Found the enemy jungle while I can. The core actually hits nothing, so that's pretty nice. And I do see a very nice checker shot, and I immediately dove in there like an idiot. Worst mistake of my life, as I do drop my first death of the game. Immediately reach buyback and TP back in, because I can. And notice that I can't actually do shit. But yeah, I wasted my go. So good for me. Not sure how many people actually watches my videos or whatever, but I would definitely be more motivated if more people actually watches my videos. I would definitely love to do more videos in the future, as we do see the Dux here is gonna get insta-rape, insta-gip here, insta-jeep, whatever. Try to go for the counter kill, but he doesn't get it, doesn't quite get it. So back to what I was saying, not actually sure how many people, actually watches my video. Probably none, because I'm kind of bad. I'm probably bad. But if you're one of those viewers out there, you gotta show some support, bro. You gotta leave a comment, you gotta like the video, you gotta subscribe, you gotta give some love, you know. Otherwise, I'll be too depressed to make more teaching videos like this. More tutorial videos.
Double damage.
But whatever, I'll do what I can do and not do. So at this point, I'm probably gonna go for a DPS item. Probably something like a Daedalus or a Monkey King Bar here. Now, I'm not gonna spoil what is my item choice here, because I can't. Spots out 3 heroes, just gonna immediately link the hell back, because I don't wanna, get caught. Once again, constantly pressuring the jungle and also picking out the Roshan. When you have such a huge advantage, always ensure that you get all the Roshan, or the Roshans, so that you could get more economical advantage for your team by getting the Roshan Go and the Aegis. Yeah. As we do see, my creep stats has finally caught up to 6 a minute. This is the minimum benchmark they want to be at. But for newer beginner players, 4 or 5 is actually kind of fine, but whatever. As I do spot out a very nice team fight breaking out here, and my stream I kinda just mushied it up there. One of the worst sonic waves of my life here, and I do eat the arrow and die there. My sonic wave actually didn't hit anyone there, because I was targeting the what? Targeting the ground. And as my friend actually is talking to me, I'm just gonna shut him off. I'm probably gonna cut out this part. Yeah, probably am. But whatever. So I'm just gonna be dead for a little bit here. Just gonna continue here. Just gonna speed up the replay here. Is it 1 here? Yeah, it's 1. Yeah, so we do manage to get the Roshan here. And notice that my skill build is a little bit awkward. Most Queen of Pains would usually max the Shadow Strike, but I left it at 3 and decided to get more stats instead because I'm a buff like that. Well, it actually doesn't really matter because it's only an increase of 10% slow, 4-second cooldown, and a little bit of damage. So whatever, it's not that big of a deal. Personal preference, it's kind of a habit here to leave it at 3 at times. So again, they finally noticed what the mistake is here. Not picking up a freaking gem of two side. And for those of you that are actually wondering what the hell is foul DotA, it actually means forever alone druid. Because for people like me, I'm actually forever alone, and I'm a druid because I play a lot of lone druid. So forever alone. You see it? You see the pun here? You see the pun? I'm not sure if you see the pun, but I see it. So I'm kidding, guys. I was just bored. I do have 3.4k here. Probably gonna go for DPS shit like Divine and throw the game pretty hard. But not sure how many of you are getting entertained by my stupidity here. And Zephyr, you're so dead, my son, my friend. Life Stealer, I like that play from him, not coming out immediately, noticing that the kill is actually gonna take place and his infest is not gonna do shit. Usually for a beginner player, he would just get the hell out of there because he could get a kill on bottom, but no, this guy is balls dead. This Life Stealer, props to you. Shout out to Shout out to This Is Madness. This Is Madness is the man here. Yeah, very nice play from him. And am I gonna beat the Sonic Boom? No, the Sonic Boom actually hits 3 here. Finally. And I do right click the Dark Seer to death here. And I'm diving pretty deep here, noticing that it's a little bit too deep. Just gonna get a tower here, Defense of the Ancient once again. Not gonna throw the game like I once did, or a couple of times I kind of did. But that's a topic for another day. So yeah, I do save up 5k gold here, still deciding whether to get Divine here, but probably not. One thing that I want to point out when you get a Lincoln Sphere is that you actually don't need too much of the bottle regeneration, because the passive regeneration from Lincoln Sphere is actually enough and sufficient. And yeah, it would kind of allow you to farm the whole map very effectively in terms of sorry, I just kind of cut out there. In terms of blinking around and screaming using your Scream of Pain. And I do purchase an item here. Probably a Crystallis. Not too sure. Where's the Courier? The Courier is here. Yeah, it's a Crystallis and a Daedalus. I'm going for the Daedalus here. So not the most perfect play I want to say from me, but at least I merely died twice. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just gonna talk a little bit about life here. Recently I have met a couple of girls that were playing Dota, and should I actually be talking about this right now? As the Dark Seer is probably just gonna... No, it's not gonna drop, because I was too afraid to go in. I was afraid that my Lincoln Sphere would get cancelled and the back would flaming lasso, but no, I had one of the best reaction timings there, and I seen 3 enemy heroes and thought about going in, but no. So once again, This Is Madness infests into me. Pretty nice item choice here. I kinda like the Armlet, Abyssal into Reaver here. Locking down the enemy heroes and whatnot. Am I gonna drive this? Am I seriously gonna dive this? No, I'm not. I'm just... Whoa. This farm is dead. This farm is dead. We have the gem, son. We have the gem. You're just gonna die. And Warlock's ulti is not gonna do jack squat because we are just gonna back the hell out and kill the freaking golem. Stupidly Nam Golem. Yeah. So back to what I was saying. Girls that play Dota is a huge turn on for me, because I would definitely want to teach them how to play Dota from time to time. Whatever. Borat, or however you pronounce that, it's kind of a movie name or something that is not in my generation, and I have not watched it ever in my entire life. It's just gonna die, and from this point, it's pretty much the game. I feel. I'll hit the guy, kills the Dark Seer, he's just gonna die. Yeah. Good game, well played, is being caught. So yeah, that is probably the end of the video here. Tell me what you guys think, whether you want to have more of these tutorial videos. I could do other tutorial videos such as soloing the hard lane for Lone Druid, soloing the hard lane for Weaver, soloing whatever else you could think of. But as I do overestimate my DPS, and I'm just gonna die like a stupid idiot, dropping the Gem of True Sight here, and a Rage buyout from me, and instant TP. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about such tutorial videos, because I could definitely do commentaries, but commentaries, I don't actually have access to those tournament ones, you know. But I would definitely love to stream, you know, for whatever case that I could. But I'm not sure whether my commentary skills are up to standard, you know, or whatever. But strategically wise, I could come up with couple of tutorial videos like this. And yeah, tell me what you guys think about such tutorial videos, whether I should do these for some other heroes. I could definitely do it like for, like I said, support heroes, I could do it. Off-laning heroes, jungling heroes. I could do most of them. Just tell me where what you would prefer to see, and I would definitely come up with them. And until next time, I'll just see you guys. Bye.